I remember in the early days of my fitness that I had a dream, and in that dream, I saw myself in a white room, perhaps heaven or something. And I saw a mirror, and I saw myself in the mirror, jacked, bro, with abs and with muscles and all that. And thing is, and people, some people, meeting in the background, maybe Jesus with the disciples, do I know, look that way, or maybe felt that way, do I know? The point is, back at that time, I wasn't really in good shape. And when I woke up, you would imagine, like, bro, I was so excited, like, yes, fine, man, that's so inspiring. I want to get to that point because I did not even have, proper abs, showing, right? So I had only like the beginning of the 2 pack or whatever, two those blocks, whatever. I think, and one of those lines that is pink or red or whatever, because you do so many crunches, this and that. And bro, I in that dream I was like, man, I was a bit older and I had a great physique, and I woke up so excited. And thing is, where there's no vision, people perish. The Bible says you gotta have the right expectations. You gotta keep this vision that you will keep going with this goal of achieving a great physique and having this habit of working out and of being productive and of being healthy and of doing these disciplined tasks. Even when you're 60, 80, 100 years old, literally close your eyes right now and imagine, set the expectation, because your expectation gets you into a certain direction. And so have the expectation from now on, literally set it in place right now, that you will keep working out even when you're 60, 80, 100 years old, or how much you will live. Because if you set the expectation to have this as a habit daily for the rest of your life or whatever, well, you'll take it way more seriously instead of just part time, right? Like many people try to do. All these people that, and look, I'm not telling those are bad people, right? Because I missed. It's not a good thing to say. Plus, I made this mistake. You probably made this mistake of, not feeling like going to the gym, not feeling like eating healthy, and actually messing up with these self-sabotaging, this and that. It doesn't feel good, man. You feel like a loser. I felt like a loser back then, right? But now finally I start to get a lot more control of it. And so thing is, you got to set the right expectation in, because when you do, you'll make this thing a priority. You right now are perhaps not seeing the thing that you gotta do. You might not be asking, Sebastian, why am I not disciplined with this one thing? I want to be disciplined with my diet, with my training, with my productive work. Why can't I seem to just be productive? Well, there's a lot of reasons that I teach on the channel. You can watch them. But one of them can be because you just simply don't care enough about that specific thing. If you just shift your focus slightly more on that thing, perhaps you can do it. Because it makes sense. If you see all these people that they kind of want to get in shape, but they just quit. They don't care enough, because if they did, they wouldn't have quit. They would have, they if they cared enough, they would keep going, right? It makes sense, right? And I cared so much about achieving that result, and I was so inspired and so excited because of that dream, that I simply kept going. 1 year, 2 years passed, man, and man, I started to work out at around, don't know, man, maybe 13 and a half years. Don't know exactly, but perhaps around that time. My uncle one day was in our apartment, and he called me over to the kitchen, and he said, Sebastian, take a paper and a pen and come here. He was in the military, right? And he wants to get back in it, by the way, now also. But anyway, so I go there and I'm thinking, man, what does he want to do? What do you mean, a paper and a pen? And this kind of, not aggressive tone, but more like, you get the point. And so I sit there and he tells me, Sebastian, you got to actually get your stuff together or something like this. And he makes me a workout plan, which wasn't really that wow. I mean, actually warming up the shoulders, this and that, and doing some push-ups and ab crunches, and there we go. And I remember, bro, I did not. I did not. I was not consistent with it at the beginning. I did not like it at the beginning. I literally was even shy about my family seeing me doing push-ups and all that. Now I have none of that. It's so easy. And I remember that with time, even though I was inconsistent, with time I actually began to see some results, and I'm like, wow, this thing actually works. And especially with that dream, oh boy, I felt so excited about it. I was so excited. I was like, man, that was amazing, right? And so I kept going, I kept going, I kept going until I actually achieved a way better physique. Now, of course, I'm not at the top pinnacle of this. Of course, I'll keep leveling up my physique a lot, right? So I've been working out for quite some years now. It's pretty good. Right now I'm bulking, so I'm not fully lean. But I'm adding way more muscle on, and my abs are still somewhat showing pretty good if I flex, so that's nice. And getting some kind of results, pretty cool. But that's the thing, I struggled with it as well, brother, at the beginning. But that's the thing, even if you struggle bit by bit, if you zoom out, consistency compounds with time. You'll see that every day you might fail a bit on this, fail a bit on that. Maybe one day you go to the gym, maybe one day you eat clean, maybe one day you are productive, but the next day you're just not. And you kind of procrastinate and you feel so bad, you feel disgusting. But if you zoom out, not to one day, but to 1 year, you will see that slowly, even though you have some mess ups, it still goes up a little bit, but little by little upwards. It goes like this, right? That kind of, I don't know what it is, chart, or how is it called? And you see it bit by bit rising if you zoom out enough. That's the thing. Don't focus on just, don't think based on just the daily progress or no progress, that if you're successful at this or not. Consistency will compound over time, and I'm an example of that. I literally told you that story, brother, right? So I was not consistent with it. I did not like to work out. Now I love it. And of course, still sometimes I have some resistance of, I don't feel like training, go eat or whatever. No, I still go and train. And I've built a way better physique. The same with productivity. I did not feel like working on everything before, even now, on some things, making videos, learning something, synthesizing, self-development on certain things, disciplined with diet and all this stuff. But I still do it, and overall, it's exponentially better than how it used to be. So consistency compounds over time. So don't lose hope just because you see, that you self-sabotage today, perhaps. Of course, don't have the idea that it's supposedly a good thing to do, because it's not. But have hope that with time, your consistency will compound massively. Of course, it will. And look, there's many techniques that you can use, and they will help, and you will need to constantly be learning. But either way, consistency compounds over time. Now, another thing that will help you a lot to become more disciplined is having a schedule. And I used to have one, and for some time recently I didn't really use one. I just kind of, I went with the flow, whatever, this and that, and focused on something. Still was productive, but I began maybe a day or two ago implementing it again. And so, yeah, I thought about, yes, all these things are changing, this and that in my schedule, so I don't know if it's sustainable, but I was thinking, but that doesn't matter. You literally just manage it and adjust it for the day, and either way you'll save up so much more time, and you'll be on point and disciplined, and with the bedtime, the early wake up time, and with the work and how I do all this, and it works. It begins working way better, right? So I have here on my other phone my schedule. So obviously it can change in the future. It will change in the future. But point is, it will help you so much, right? So I don't know if you see a thing or not, but I think from this angle you should kinda. So you wake up, and of course the wake up time, the bedtime can change, whatever. I want to wake up at 6 again, so gotta change this a bit. But basically, okay, bum, bum, I have school, this and that. So when I come back from school, I have, okay, this thing. And if I have the gym and, another lesson, the 7 instead of 6 lessons at school, obviously it will take more, whatever. And you adjust it for the day, right? So I plan all this. And, okay, for this time, from 6:15 to 9, I have, for example, working on some stuff. For example, the videos. Right now, I'm in work time. Right now, I'm doing this. So, I'm following the schedule. And it works like a charm. Works so good. So, you might have this thought again, like, Sebastian, I know you told me about this, but I just don't feel like putting the work in to create a schedule. It's just I cannot be bothered. Look, you will save a bunch of hours if you do have a schedule compared to not having one. And you might have all these limiting beliefs, resistance basically, trying to make you not make one. Because you think, oh, but Sebastian, it will feel boring. Oh, but Sebastian, I don't have time for this. I don't have even have time to plan it. Wrong. It's just coping. It's just cope stuff. It's just excuses. It's that resistance in your brain trying to make you not develop, because it will know that if you have a schedule, finally you won't have any excuses because you know what do you need to do and at what time. And that resistance wants your current version to stay in comfort, as we said, trial by fire, from as an idea from Charlie Morgan, right? So as we said in that video of trial by fire that I talked about, right, from Charlie, you gotta beat that resistance to its knees, and it will try to make you stay in your current version of yourself and stay in comfort. If you want, it doesn't want you to level up to higher standards of discipline because it will feel hard. So what you gotta do is be aware of it, because otherwise it'll just run you over and you won't be productive with self-sabotage. So then you gotta be aware of it. You put the work in, create that schedule, and whatever you feel resistance about that you gotta do, you gotta just go and do it. For example, another example. Today, I was like, okay, we need to clean through the house, but I really didn't feel like, for example, moping, or is that even an expression in English? Whatever, you get the point. Mop the floor, and I was thinking, man, don't really want to do it. I might as well let my sister do it, and the thing is, nah, she might as well make the food, but I gotta mop the floor. Like, it's not even that hard. I mean, come on, I've done harder things. I've been training for years. I've been going on an hour and a half runs, easy, 10.5 kilometers, no problem. I've done harder things, and so I even went to try to attempt like 3 hours of running. Didn't really work, but still ran quite a while, quite a lot in total, quite sometimes. And that resistance will just constantly come at you. You need to be aware of it, because it's not going anywhere. Every day it will try to make you not do what you're supposed to do, because it wants to stay in comfort. But that's the thing, you need to have this challenge, and it's exciting, by the way. It's not even that hard. It's just all these excuses that sound valid. Man, it's so weird, so disgusting. And we just gotta get them out of here. Create that schedule, focusing on it no matter what, except if stuff intervenes, whatever. And have that vision, right? Because as the Bible says, that Jesus said, where there's no vision, people perish. Or wait, did Jesus tell this, or was it this in the Old Testament? Maybe it was in the Old Testament. Perhaps. Anyway. So, create all this. And by the way, if you need a more in-depth plan and want my help, literally one-to-one, a more direct connection to me, first link in the description. Let me help you with this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you need more help with some topics, comment them down below. What exactly do you struggle with, so that I can make a video about it? That'll be pretty cool, right? And yeah, also check my Instagram and join our Discord server. The links are in the description. Also, one-on-one with me, let me help you with that. And of course, please implement this stuff that I told you about in the video. And hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.